We got Chetwayo La Borde with us via Zoom. We're going to bring him in now. Like now? Yeah, right, nice. All right, so Seth, what's going on, man?
Good morning, Stephen Reed Synergy TV, all of our viewers, both locally and regionally.
Yeah, man. Seth, I ain't lying, you know. You're looking slimmer, trimmer, your physique. No, serious, you know, from the last time I saw you. When I saw you on Saturday, I was like, yeah, boy, I don't know what you're doing, boy. I know, well, you're in the gym?
I started back in the gym, but I do go off and on, so I haven't been in a little bit.
All right.
A few days.
All
but
right.
like I tell people, my focus is mostly on nutrition. You eat correct, and the body follows.
Right.
Focus on, I was telling director just Saturday, focus on internal health, and then the external image changes. Right? That's what you have to focus on. Most people focus on changing the external, right? And they don't really cater about what's happening internally.
Right.
But focus on the inside first, right?
All right, nice one.
Yeah, so I did have a really enjoyable time Saturday. So who missed out? All you missed out. All you missed out.
Nah, they missed out.
Right?
If they didn't come, I'm telling you, they really missed out. I'm telling you. It was, Saturday was a real vibes.
Real vibes.
Right? And Seth is a man Seth you could at any time, because I mean it's club soda Seth drinking. Alright, so he had his fair share of club soda.
Yes.
So Seth, what are we talking about this morning here?
Alright, so my book title is You Are Not Sick, You Are Malnourished. And what I want to speak about is and how the herd is keeping you there. Right? How the herd or herd mentality is keeping people sick, right? So as we come into the end of the segments for this year, I want to shift the focus from individual conditions and ask a broader question, right? You see, when people get sick, why is the first thing they do not ask is what changed in my body or what changed in my environment, but instead they ask, who should I listen to? Who do I obey? Which expert to follow? Or which guidelines do they trust? Those are the first questions that a lot of people ask instead of, what changed in my environment? That is what we need to be asking.
Correct.
And you see, that pattern is not accidental, right? Over a century ago, the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, he warned us about something he called the herd mentality. And of course, we heard that thrown around a lot during COVID. And that idea explains modern health culture almost perfectly, all right? And it's because people don't just want answers, they want permission, right? And as we go on, as I explain more into it, we'll see why people want permission and how that whole thing comes about. So for those that who may not be familiar with Friedrich Nietzsche, he was a 19th century philosopher, and he challenged blind obedience, authority worship, and the fear of thinking independently. Because that is actually a fear that a lot of people suffer from, right?
Yep.
So he was not speaking about healthcare directly, but he understood human behavior. And when people are afraid, they stop thinking for themselves. And nowhere is that more obvious than in health. And why I say that too is because I get a lot of people who would say that they're independent thinkers, but when they go to the healthcare system and they're told they have a disease, right? How they are told they have that disease or illness instills fear that they just surrenders everything to the healthcare system, no questions asked, right? So today people, they eat what they are told to eat and not what their body actually tolerates. In fact, many people ignore the signs of their body not tolerating something because this is what they were told to eat. Like simple things like back in the days with Buckley's. Was the slogan with that? I mentioned that before. It tastes awful,
but it works.
But it works.
Yeah.
So we ignore even our own taste buds that are there for a reason. And we consume certain things, right? People take medication without being told what it actually does in the body, right? They follow dietary guidelines, even when the health continues to decline, right? And when symptoms get worse, they assume maybe the body is broken instead of questioning the system. And I see this constantly at my clinic, right? They come in, they're taking multiple medications, and when I ask them, what are they taking it for? What do those drugs do? They genuinely, Stefan, they genuinely don't know. They don't have the slightest clue. But they were simply told to take it once a day, twice a day, whatever the prescription is, whatever the dosage is. They take it religiously. No explanation with how it interacts with their body.
Yeah.
No understanding of what it suppresses, what it blocks, what it alters. It's just simply blind compliance, right? And this is what people say. They say, but Chet, but they are professionals. They would know best, right? That's usually the thinking.
Yeah.
They just trust it to the professionals. This is why chapter 3 in my book is on the history of the healthcare system, and it goes into medical education and schooling. You're thinking they know what's best, right? But they actually don't, right? You see, in herd culture, obedience is called responsibility, right? And independent thinking is called dangerous. Now, we saw that a lot during COVID, right?
Yeah.
And they tell you, be responsible, go and take the vaccine, right? Didn't they say that? Right? And if you question nutrition advice, you're labeled as extreme. If you question lifelong medication, you're labeled as reckless. But guess what, Stefan? Yet today, chronic diseases continue.
Yeah,
right?
Nothing has really changed.
Nothing changed.
Except that it's things are going up. So the rate
exactly. All diseases escalate and things just simply getting worse.
Heart disease is going up. Cancer rate is going up. Diabetes has gone up. Everything is going up. And
all the chronic diseases.
Yeah, and I mean, if you gotta at some point in time you gotta say, look, if these things, if this works, if the advice that I'm getting is as good as they say it is, when I go to these practitioners, right? Then why aren't we seeing a decline in diseases?
Exactly. There is no decline. Everything continues to escalate.
And then, and then they will say now, so it's going up, right? And then they will tell you, well, it's the way that you're living your life, right? It's what you're consuming and and then they will set a diet for you. And you have always said, but the diet that they're giving you, you are consuming the things that are causing the problems.
Exactly.
That create the problem now for you to go and get the medication that they give to you.
So,
and then when you get the medication, you're still not getting better because the problem is not going. You're just maintaining the problem.
And that's because
bad diet in the first place.
Yeah, people are doing the same thing. They are outsourcing their biological judgment to the herd.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're outsourcing it. So I'm looking at what the general public is doing, what is trending, right? What these so-called professionals continue to tell you to do. Well, follow the nutritionist guidelines or whatever, right? And they just give up. It's like, give up. I will just outsource, because a lot of people fear independent thinking because they fear being ostracized for thinking independently. So modern diets are socially approved but nutritionally empty. Right? And I could tell you that. Right? When I came to the event Saturday, a lot of people tell me I look so different on TV, and the final looking much younger, right? And even people that have done consultation be saying the final looking like I'm getting younger and younger. I say, well, this is what I'm showing and promoting, right? I have to be a living example that what I do actually works.
Yeah.
Right? So what we need to do, we need to get off of the mindset and switch, because we have normalized deficiencies. People now just, symptoms are just medicated, and root cause of health issues are completely ignored. Right?
Right.
You see, the herd does not reward health. The herd rewards compliance. Right? The herd rewards compliance. People...
Which is what happened in the pandemic, eh?
Yes,
you go and
yes.
you get your jab, So now you get a safe zone.
Safe zone pass and whatnot.
So
right?
now you can go to a bar and drink alcohol.
Yes, right? Exactly. Exactly. Right. So, now, and here's the issue now with nutritional therapy, which is what I do. And it's because healing through nutrition demands accountability. So it forces people to confront what they eat, what they tolerate, and what they were, willing to dismiss or be misled over.
Right.
Right? So it don't have any authority to hide behind. Right? It have no diagnosis to blame.
Right.
Right? And it had no pill to outsource responsibility. Right? And this is something I first encountered when I studied counseling. The approach that resonated most with me when I did counseling was the person-centered theory. So at the core of that theory, it says something very simple, which is you are responsible for your life.
Right.
For your choices, for your outcomes.
Yeah.
And to me now, that idea is very empowering, but it is also uncomfortable. It's empowering, but it's uncomfortable. Because the moment responsibility returns to you, the individual, excuses disappear. Have no excuse again, right? There's no more excuses. And that's exactly why the herd resist it, right? Nobody likes to feel responsible for their own health.
Yeah.
The reason you're sick is actually because of you, not because of anybody else. It is easier. It is easier to blame a pill, a prescription, to blame genetics, right? It's easier to blame those. So the issue is actually not a medical issue, it's actually a psychological one.
Psychological issue, yeah.
Yeah, people need to wrap their mind around they are responsible for their own life, right? If something happened to you, you could say, oh, I was abused as a child, this is why I come out this way. At what point you're going and saying, you know what? I need to get up and move and do something different. I can't allow my past to hold me back and continue to use that as an excuse. Because at the end of the day, the ones that abused you, right? They live in the life.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
They live in the life. Is you are now trapped, have allowed yourself to stay trapped and not grow and expand and allow yourself to not heal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have to move off of that.
Yeah.
Right? So, improvement removes excuses, right?
Correct.
It removes excuses. If you want to improve, you have to stop coming up with excuses.
Yeah.
And this is why my focus is on nutritional correctness, not symptom suppression. I don't treat labels, and what I mean by I don't treat labels is I view the body as one unit, one cohesive unit, right? While the mainstream system compartmentalized, I view it as one cohesive unit. All right? I assess your nutrition, the environment, and your biological compatibilities. All right? And this is why I tell people would call me and ask, so what it is you deal with, or do you deal with this condition or that? I deal with everything because it's one body you have.
Right.
Right? It's one body. I deal with everything. Right? So for people who want guidance, rather than guesses, that is exactly what my consultations are designed for. Right? It is not quick fixes, because I've had people come to buy my book, right? And it's like, so which chapter dealing with this? I like, hey, you have to read the book from start to finish.
Yeah.
It's not a jump to a chapter, right?
Each chapter is connected, so
everything is connected. If you jump, you're going to miss important stuff.
You can't start in the middle because that chapter deals with the problem that you have without understanding the build-up.
Or all the build-up to it.
Yeah. So
Right?
you actually have to read the book from chapter 1 in order, come straight up, and you will understand. By the time you reach your problem, you'll understand why you have that problem. You understand?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
that's why I wrote my book to help educate people on such. All right.
Or
I also
re-educate.
want to mention re-educate. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So what I also want to mention that very soon my book would be available in RIK bookstores nationwide.
Okay.
So I would keep you updated as to when it would be released.
Nice.
Are available at those locations. All right.
All right.
So they already contacted me. Let me know. Yes, they would be taking my book and have it on their shelves. So it would be more accessible.
Yeah, it's not just more accessible, but as we almost out of time here, but it's going to be very controversial, eh?
Oh yes, of course, and they go through very rigorous. It took a whole month, you know.
I could see.
They have to allow people and the board members and stuff to go through the book and make sure everything is proper. And for such a controversial book to be accepted, it shows the quality of the information in it, right?
Yeah,
it shows the quality.
I can see. I can see certain associations. They might come at, they might come at you, because no, I'm telling you, because you're really like you say, your consultations is not just a consultation. I pay
the education.
But there's something when I went to clear my ear, right? When I went to clear my ear, just a simple thing, whoop, vap, flush it out and clear out the wax, right? Earlier this year I went. They told me that I had to do a consultation first. They charged me, the doctor charged me $800 for that consultation. $800.
Yeah. How long it lasts, the consultation?
Less than 2 minutes.
Exactly.
Less than 2 minutes.
I have people that would call and hear my consultation fee is 1,000 TT.
Yeah.
And it lasts, I usually tell people an hour to an hour and a half, Stefan,
right.
and never keep that time, and it usually runs over, right?
Right.
It usually runs over. Because of the information, people just end up with, is with more questions, and then it's the first time they have gotten answers to those questions, right? Right? A lot of people had people come to me and did my consultation, and afterwards they're like, boy, this is an awakening.
Yeah.
Right? It is more knowledge and more information than they have acquired throughout their entire life. And I'm talking about people in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, but
right?
that is not a consultation by other people, eh?
No.
Consultation is, you're allergic to anything, you're allergic to peanuts, you're allergic to whatever the case is. And some basic questions. It was like 5 questions the doctor asked me. And I was like, well, it had to be 800 for the consultation and the flush.
And the flush.
No, brother, man. The flush was our next course. You understand? And people tell me after, they say, well, Stefan, how they could charge you so much money for a flush? But I was really uncomfortable, eh? And I'm looking for somewhere to go at that time of the day and I just went there. How they could charge you for so much money? But they said, I paid $250 to get my ear flush. Right? Somewhere up in the east and that kind of thing now, boy.
Yeah.
And I was like, but what trouble is this? But I know I get robbed already, eh? From the time the consultation is 800 and it lasts 2 minutes or less, I don't know I go and get robbed. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying. These are the things, as we wrap up here, these are the things that these are the little things I pay attention to. So I might, you might catch me today, you know, but I ain't going back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Right? So I'm not going back tomorrow, right? For a simple flush that should not have cost me that money. And a consultation fee that was just totally ridiculous for the time that I spend there. You wouldn't ask me nothing to say, well, we didn't discover nothing in that consultation. It's just basic
Nothing was learned really. You didn't come out with more insight. You didn't come out edified. None of those things.
And what I going to why I have to consult with you to flush, just to flush my ears?
Yeah.
And then when I go and I see the procedure, it's like, what being allergic to nuts have to do with this? If you understand what I'm saying, what mine not saying, but what allergies have to do with it just don't make, it's no sense. So you understand? It's just a money-making thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's a money-making thing. And I'm not saying that if you're uncomfortable, like right now my nose is stuffy, right? And I might go home and I might pop a pill. I might take Advil, colon, sinus, or clear my nostrils. But it's going to just give me a little relief.
Temporary relief.
It's temporary relief. So I'm not
what
saying,
I do, I get people to understand the root cause behind those things.
Yeah.
Right? So they fix the problem at the source instead of just dealing with suppressing the symptom. But that's what herd mentality does. It causes us to just do what's trending, what's the norm, but not because something is common, mean that it is normal or it is natural, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Friedrich Nietzsche, and that's the powerful insight that he left us with. What he taught us, and what he would have taught and showed, is that the herd doesn't hate the individual because the individual is wrong, or the individual independent thinker. It doesn't hate them because they're wrong. It hates them because it proves that another choice was always possible.
Possible, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And, people get upset because they did not know or did not discover or uncover that it had a better option.
Yeah.
Right? And you now come showing a better option. A lot of people are upset over that, right? I made a bad, and that's because they don't want to accept responsibility and accountability. They don't want to say, well, I made a wrong choice.
Yeah.
Let me try to fix it or change it, right? They would stay with, I stay with my choice. And that is also psychological, because the human brain don't like to be wrong.
Well, yeah, that's
right? It will do all sorts of runarounds just to not accept being wrong, but it takes a level of maturity. A level of maturity and humility to accept being wrong.
All right? Well,
so what I tell people is, if people really want to start learning, they need to read the book. You are not sick, you are malnourished. And the moment we step outside of the herd is the moment the body remembers how to heal, because you have now educated yourself. All right? So I encourage people, book a consultation, come and see me, get my book.
Nice, right? Well, the number is on the screen for the consultation. People, 2793935 or 7611952. Seth, thanks a lot, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
All right,
see you soon. All right, so that is set. We're going to take the final break and then wrap